O
But I
kumaga,
think it's a good thing.
talking back na naman ha, talking back.
No. I have a use for every single thing I buy. You cannot tell me na hindi ko kailangan kasi na-compute ko siya eh. Saan ka makahanap 17 na founder ng IT company? That's kind of crazy if you think about it. If they fail their business, magugutom sila, anong papakainin nila sa parents nila? Especially for breadwinners.
Ginagamit ng tatay ko sa akin, papunta ka pa lang, pabalik na ako.
Kasi business is not overnight success story. There are tons of businesses, it takes them years to grow. Because businesses are not just for yourself. You're serving clients, you're serving customers. And I think that's something people have to remember as well.
Para maging successful ang businesses natin is that... Hi, I am Jesse Tan and I'm the founder and vice president of a tech retail company here in the Philippines. At dito sa podcast natin, pag-uusapan natin kung paano ka lalaki. It's all about growth, not just only in your business, but also sa buhay mo.
So, hi guys, my name is Jessica Tan. He is my dad. And yes, I'm aware, magkamukha kami guys. Diba? Halata naman. we're both Phil-Chai. Technically, I'm half Chinese and dad's full Chinese. So yeah.
Welcome to JLT Growth Talks. Together, of course, with my daughter, Jessica Tan.
Hi guys! Hi dad! Don't you love seeing me?
Oo nga eh. Nagulat ka, di ba? Bigla kitang dinala dito.
Oo nga, out of all of your children to bring to a podcast, yung pinakamakulit mo na child yung dinala mo. Good job on that.
Alam nyo, sa mga anak ko, si Jessica kasi ang isa sa, kumbaga kahit anong itanong mo, kahit saan mo siya isalang, walang problema magsasalita at magsasalita. At napaka-importante, dito sa Growth Talks natin, natututunan nyo kung ano ang meron sa utak or tumatakbo sa utak ng mga kausap natin dito.
And I think what really made me this way, no, is growing up. Hindi ako sanay na you stopped me from speaking my mind. I think that's very important as well. And that's why I'm so outspoken. I'm very vocal about like the things I think about. And I tell my parents everything. To be honest, feeling ko masyado ko nga sinishare yung buhay ko sa parents ko.
O
But
kumaga,
I think it's a good thing.
talking back na naman ha, talking back.
Hindi
Yan ang hindi uso sa amin, sa bahay namin. Because in our household, we allow our children to speak their minds.
Yeah.
Actually, meron kang isang experience di ba? Paano ba kita tinuruan na pwede kang magsalita sa parents mo na it's not actually talking back, but actually giving advices din.
Advice, yeah.
Kung di nyo alam, mas marami pa ako natututunan sa mga anak ko kaysa ako nagtuturo sa kanila. At malalaman nyo yan kung bakit.
No, but I think as a parent, no, the parent's role is really to teach and guide their child. But I mean, growing in this digital age, there are some things that I guess for me, I believe that the Gen Z knows more about. Funny story, the other day, my dad bought an iPhone. Tuwang-tuwa siya sa iPhone niya. And when we got home, sabi niya sa akin, Jess, paano ba gamitin yung iPhone na to? Hindi ko magamit-gamit. Sabi ko, Dad, you own like you own a PC retailing, you know what I mean, you're a co-founder of a PC retailing company. How do you not know how to use an iPhone? And I think it's something that we forget that young children nowadays, especially people my age, not necessarily young children, kasi ako young adult na. But we know a lot about these things. And I think it's nice that I have an avenue to talk to you about like the things that I know as well. And it's nice to share.
Kasi yun din, Jess, yun yung problema sa mga nakakatanda. Ang iniisip nila lagi, alam na nila about everything. Everything in life, been there, done that. Yung nga, paboritong ginagamit ng tatay ko sa akin, papunta ka pa lang, pabalik na ako.
Yeah.
Inis na inis ako doon, pero I didn't know na hanggang sa paglaki ko, bit ko siya. At yun yung ginagamit ko sa mga anak ko.
Yeah.
That's why I tried to change it. I wanna break that circle.
Yeah.
Because if we don't break it, ano mangyayari? Di tayo uundan.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's interesting how I grew up because I never felt that, you never dissuaded me from doing anything that I wanted to do. But as a child, it's kind of weird. And people would ask me, oh, Jess, like, don't your parents ever, like, get mad at you? Or don't your parents ever stop you from doing anything? Or don't your parents get upset when you talk to them like that? So I go, no, I've never felt that way. Because for me, at least, in the family, I always just felt like conversation lang natin. That's just how we speak to each other. And what I like about how I grew up is that I never felt like yung mga opinion ko, yung mali for you guys,
Oo. Siyempre, kaya sabi ko, lumaki ako nang hindi ako nakakapagsabi
Yeah.
But I cannot talk back to my parents. I cannot reason out to my parents. Kaya, alam nyo ba ang ginawa ko sa kanila? Ginawa ko, sige magsalita kayo na magsalita. Walang mali sa sasabihin nyo. Makikinig ako at titingnan ko kung ano yung madadigest ko, ano maintindihan ko, at ano ang tama at mali.
Yeah.
Because we as parents are never always right. Yun ang kailangan natin tandaan dito. Diba? Alam nyo, meron ako isang particular na ginawa sa mga anak ko that probably taught them how important money is. Growth Talks pinag-uusapan natin. So ito yung ginawa ko na hindi ko sila binigyan ng allowance. As in, totally zero.
Oo.
Diba?
I think whenever I tell my friends, kahit yung mga coworkers ko, sabi ko sa kanila, alam mo, when I was growing up, I go to a very expensive private school and sabi ko sa mga coworkers ko, never ko na-experience makakuha ng allowance. You know, when you hear these stories about parents giving their children like 2,000 pesos per week, 1,000 pesos per week, sabi ko, ha? Ang laki-laki ng pera binibigay mo sa kids mo. Ako nga, happy na happy ako, bibigay ako ng 50 pesos para lang makakain ako sa school. So, and it really taught me how to value money. Like, now that I'm a young adult, hindi ako sanay na sasabihin ko sa parents ko, Dad, hingi naman ako ng 5,000 pesos para lang makagastos. Hindi ganun dapat.
So, paano mo ginagawa?
Ito, I will tell you guys, growing up, wala nga akong allowance, but I've never felt that I was like, you know, I didn't have material. I have a lot of material things. You know, personally, that's what I feel like. I'm blessed enough to say that, and I'm privileged enough to say that. How do I get material things from you? Sabihin ko na, kung ako, kailangan ko ng bagong sapatos kasi sira naman talaga minsan yung sapatos. Like, for example, my heels. Sabihin ko kay Daddy, Dad, I need heels for school. Why do I need heels for school? Ito kasi yung heels ko. Ito yung sapatos. Tanggal na talaga yung bottom part niya. Why is it that I cannot just have them repaired? Kasi if I have them repaired now, masisira lang na naman siya. Kasi sira na talaga siya. Whenever I buy anything, I really have to find a way to justify, I guess, all of my purchases. And then through that process, it made me a very, I guess, smart consumer. Kasi ako now, whenever I present to my dad, oh, I want to buy something, hindi pwede, oh, Dad, gusto kong bilhin to kasi cute siya. Bawal ganun sa amin. It's, Dad, gusto kong bilhin to, ito yung silbi niya, ito yung purpose niya, this is how long it's gonna last me, this is how many times I can use it. Kahit ROI, return of investment ng gamit ko, sinasabi ko, I will be able to use this X times amount per week. And then you divide that by like the prices, no? So that's how I convinced my dad na, oh, kailangan ko talaga to.
Alam niyo, itong sample na to, no? Itong practice na ginawa ko sa mga anak ko. This is something that you can actually do because habang bata pa sila, you're actually teaching them how to create business plans.
Yeah.
And we're talking about growth here.
Yeah.
At pagdating sa growth, pagdating sa negosyo, if you do not have a business plan, a solid business plan, walang pupuntahan.
Yeah.
Diba? If you don't know your objectives, if you don't know the reason why, and you don't know what you need to do to make it sustainable, to make it worthwhile for you, yung ROI na sinasabi, yung return on investment na yan, sa madaling salita, paano siya magiging sulit para sa'yo?
Oo.
So, I think that's very instilled sa inyo kasi lahat na para ka nagtitisis, di ba? Bibili ka lang ng gamit, parang thesis.
You'd be surprised before as a child, no? Ayos, kahit PowerPoint, gagawa pa ako ng PowerPoint. Dad, ito ang kailangan kong bilhin and this is why I want to buy this right now. Kasi sasabihin niya sa akin, sure, you might need it, pero kailangan mo ba now? Ganun siya. Sabi ko, oo, kailangan ko now and this is why. This is when I need to use it. This is when I'll be able to get my investment back. That's how I was brought up. And I think, like now that I'm older, and people tell me, Jessica, you're buying all of these things. It's great that you're able to buy it, but do you use it? Sabi ko, no. I have a use for every single thing I buy. You cannot tell me na hindi ko kailangan kasi na-compute ko siya eh. Ganun ang pag-instill sa akin ng value for money. Diba?
Pero alam mo, gusto ko paalam sa mga viewers natin, di ba? Meron tayong ginawa. Kumbaga nagbakasyon tayo.
Yeah.
So, nagbakasyon tayo. Tapos, ang nangyari dito is, biglaan. Actually, hindi yata biglaan yun eh. Orchestrated, I would say, na nung pumunta tayong Harbin. So, pwede mo ikwento sa kanila, di ba?
Okay. Background. Me kasi, I really, really, really wanted to go on a trip that year. And then usually kasi pag may trips yung dad ko, siya lang talaga and my mom. Sabi ko hindi pwede because I want to experience going on a trip with my parents and my siblings. Kasi usually pag kami nagde-trip, it's either ako lang or yung isang sibling ko lang or the other sibling lang. Ganun usually setup ng family namin. Sabi ko, kawawa naman, hindi kami naka-experience ng family vacation. And then my mom was saying, oh, I think your dad is planning to go on a vacation to baka Europe or something. So tuwang-tuwa siya. Sabi ko, okay, that's good for you, mom. I'm so happy for you. And my mom was like, oh, sayang, Jess, you should be able to go. I want you to go also. Sabi ko, I can do you one better. I can make sure that everyone in the family is able to go. How did I do this? Before I even talked to my dad about wanting to go on vacation, kinamput ko na lahat. How much are trips to China? How much would our plane ticket be? How much would a tour be? How much would the attractions be? And then you compare it to one trip to Paris for 2. Sabi ko sa dad, Dad, I heard that you guys want to go to Europe or something. You know what would be even better than going on a trip to Europe? You go on a trip with your family. And it's going to be worth more than your trip to Europe. Why? Imagine mo yung pagkain mo palang sa Europe magkano na. Yung the money that you'd spend in Europe for 2 people can feed at least 6 in China. Ganun yung style ko. I'll show him the pros and cons of going on a trip to China with his family. Visa pa lang nga, ano ka na, sundog na nga yung pera mo. Why not go to China instead? The visas are much cheaper. The food is much cheaper. And you'll be able to go to so many more attractions. Plus, you have your family with you. And isn't that the most important, I guess, important thing you can bring back from vacation is the memories you'll make for your family, diba?
Galing, di ba? So, if you break this down, yung ginawa ni Jessica, that actually happened, no? If you break this down, ang mapapansin mo dito, meron siyang goal in mind. Alam na niya kung ano ang gusto niya. Huwag kaming umalis ng kami lang mag-asawa at dalhin yung buong pamilya para makasama sila. So very, very, sabi na natin selfish goal in a way. But yes, lahat naman tayo ganun talaga. May agenda tayo.
Yeah.
So, dahil alam na niya kung ano yung gusto niya mangyari, naghanap siya ng mga cases.
Oo.
Paano ba tumatakbo yung utak ng tatay niya? Or paano tumatakbo yung utak ko? So simple lang yan. Nung mula bata pa, kailangan ma-justify mo, kailangan sulit siya, it's worth the money, it's worth the experience, di ba? And there's something na dinagdag niya. The emotions that comes in because hindi lang kami mag-asawa ang naaalis, kundi it's the entire family.
Yeah.
And grabe yung catch niya sa huli, di ba? This is the best memories that you can have together with your family.
Yeah, and it's like a functional plus emotional benefit thing that you have. You know, it's not just you going on your vacation, it's you being able to bring your entire family with you and you're gonna be so happy and you're gonna make so many memories, and this is something that you'll remember even as you get older. And really, vacations kasi, you won't be able to do this for, you know, the rest of your life naman talaga. You won't be able to do this once you're 80. Paano ka pupunta ng snow pag negative 26 degrees, 80 years old ka, ganun ka?
Ang galing magrason, di ba? Oo. So, yan, habang bata pa, turuan yung anak nyo. It's not talking back to the parents, but giving them the idea that everything has a purpose.
Yeah.
And if you want to reach a goal, you need to know all the barriers, all the obstacles. Lahat i-compute mo na. Kasi in life, nothing is free.
That's
Yan ang kailangan
true.
nyo tandaan. Lahat may kapalit yan.
Oo.
At itong ginawa ni Jessica actually is something na ako, bilang isang parent na, uy, ang galing nito, naisahan niya ako. Being a marketer, na-compute mo lahat yan. Being a business owner, naisip mo kung paano ako magkakaroon ng value.
Yeah.
So that is really something that is, sabihin na natin, nakaka-proud bilang isang parent.
Buti proud siya. Kasi, you know, for me, I mean, it sounds like a very selfish thing. But then, truly, to get through life, you really need to know how to sell yourself and sell your ideas. And I think that's at least very important as someone who's starting their career as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Alam mo, hindi lang sa career yung, you need to really brand yourself.
Yeah.
But actually, pati sa businesses natin. Sa business natin, kahit maganda pa ang produkto mo, kahit ang ganda ng serbisyo mo, kapag hindi yan nakikita ng tao, useless lahat yan. Especially sa panahon ngayon, panahon ng social media.
Yeah. I mean, for me, at least when I started my career, you know, I really thought to myself, okay, if I'm going to start this job, or even as a college student, I had my first internship with a very well-known company, which I love. I had the best experience in that company. And I thought to myself, what do I want to be known for? Even as an intern. So, I went into my internship not thinking na, ako intern ako. So, ganito lang gagawin ko. No? I went into my internship thinking, I want to be known for this in this company. I want them to know that I'm hardworking. I want them to know that I have initiative. I want them to know that I'm a valuable member of the team. And that's my thought process. And I think that's something we need to really bring, especially as young people, into our careers, diba?
Alam mo, pagdating sa career, yung iniisip natin I need to be hardworking.
Yeah.
I need to bring value to myself.
Yeah.
Ano isang binanggit natin?
I think that initiative. And
Initiative,
I need to be a
di ba?
valuable player. of the
Tama.
team.
Itong mga binanggit mo, itong binanggit ni Jessica are actually the key elements to actually make you become a better employee.
Yeah.
To grow up the ladder in your career. But do you know that when you're starting a business, kung ito lang ang bala mo, it's not enough.
Yeah, and I think for me, at least in this time in my life, it's not the first time that I thought, oh, I really want to run a business. And I think because growing up, now I see my parents, I see my dad, running a business, founding a very, very successful company. And I think to myself, oh, I can do that in the future. And it's a very hard transition kasi ako, sanay din naman ako na how to be a good employee. And I think that's what school teaches you to do. How school teaches you on how to be a good employee. And that's my personal belief. Because school teaches you need to wake up at a certain time. You need to be present at a certain time. You need to fulfill X amounts of assignments. You need to pass certain KPIs from your bosses.
Kumbaga parang grades mo, di ba?
Yeah, it's like your grades. Kasi even in your job, you're graded. You have your evaluations. You have your yearly evaluations to see if you're doing well. Versus when I see you run a business, you don't have anything like that. Because you're the one setting up your own KPI. You're the ones thinking, oh, I have to go to this place at this time. You don't have anyone dictating that for you as a businessman,
Yeah,
right?
kasi in a business, it's not just about hitting KPIs anymore.
Yeah.
If you own a business, there's a lot of uncertainties that you would be facing. At isa na dito yung, not just the challenges, there are internal and external factors that would affect a business. You need employees, of course, who would do hard work, who would give you the KPIs that you want. But what if they fail? What happens to you if your business suddenly flops? Kaya mo pa bang mabuhay? How do you survive? For example, nangyari yung pandemic a couple of years ago, ang daming businesses na nagsara.
I think that's also one of the things that, at least that I feel for me and my friends who plan to run businesses, right? It's that feeling na what happens if my business flops? So what happens if hindi ako magkakita? For me, I'm privileged enough to know if something doesn't go super amazingly well, hindi ako magugutom. But for other young people who might not have that certain safety net, no, na if they fail their business, magugutom sila, ano papakainin nila sa parents nila, especially for breadwinners. What would be your advice regarding that? Kasi for me, ako alam ko, takot ako mag-business because of that eh.
So alam mo, Jessica, ito yun eh. Nagtrabaho ka, nag-ipon ka. So let's say you earn, sabihin na natin, 30,000, 40,000 a month. Sa situation ngayon na nakatira ka pa sa parents mo, hindi ikaw pa yung breadwinner, you're probably gonna be able to save more than half of what you earn.
Yeah.
Diba? Pero if you are now a breadwinner, tulad na tinatanong mo kanina, what if humiwalay ako? At alam nyo ba, ang dami sa mga kabataan ngayon, well, sorry medyo matanda na ako, kaya pagka ikaw ay 20 plus years old, ang tawag ko kabataan pa rin. Pero ang dami sa mga young adults, ayun ang gamitin natin, ang dami sa mga young adults ngayon na gusto nilang humiwalay ka agad sa parents nila.
Yeah.
And this is the first biggest mistake that I would say will happen if nagpo-provide ang parents mo sa'yo. Why? Because kapag ginawa nyo to, ano mangyayari? Lahat upa, kuryente, tubig, internet, pagkain, lahat gastos nyo. Sa sahod ka ng 30,000, 40,000, good, malaki yun. Philippine setting, malaki yun, pero how much will you be able to save? Baka nga wala pang 10,000. And how much do you need to actually start a business?
I think that's something that comes up a lot with my friends who move out of their parents' house. Kasi sila, nagmamadali sila mag-move out. Sabi ko, oh, I want to be independent. I don't want to live under my parents' roof anymore. Kasi dami daw sat-sat ng parents nila. At least that's what my friends tell me. And then they tell me, Jess, ang hirap pala ng buhay pag ikaw lang mag-isa. Ikaw magbabayad ng Meralco, ikaw magbabayad ng bills mo, and then suddenly people are so stressed out that they don't have time to think about what they want to do in the future. They don't have time to think about their passions. And I think that's kind of sad.
Yeah, so when you're actually trying to build a business, iisipin mo yon, am I earning enough or have I saved enough
Yeah.
so that I'll be comfortable in running a business? Okay, hindi natin sinasabi na sobrang ang daming ipon. No, you can start ng maliit ang puhunan. Actually, when I started with 20,000 pesos way back in 1997, 1996. So, malaki na ng 20,000.
Actually,
Siguro mga
malaki
200,000 pesos na ngayon yan. Pero, what is 200,000 pesos nowadays?
Wala, ganun na lang yung 200,000
Wala yan.
pesos.
Oo, sari-sari store. Siguro open ka ng sari-sari store. But will that bring in the income for you? If you want to have a very, very successful business, kulang. Diba? But you need to know na you have something na siguro 3 to 4 months kahit wala kang benta, mabubuhay ka.
Yeah.
So, there are things that you need to know when you're starting a business. It's not just having the right concept in mind, the right idea. Kasi, baka di mo pa nga naisip about tax. Di mo pa naisip about permits. The legalization of your business, doon pa lang iiyak ka na.
Actually, that's what I was surprised with because I'm sidetracked on the side note lang for us. You know, my dad and I were discussing, Dad, because I want to start a business naman talaga. And then we were talking about, okay, so bibili tayo ng lote, bibili tayo ng lupa. After that, Jess, ikaw gagawa ng mga permits, ikaw magsa-sign up sa corporation, yada yada. This is where you need to. Actually, no, he didn't tell me where to go. He just had to figure it out. And then I realized, shucks, ang hirap pala magtayo ng business kasi ang daming hoops that you need to go through. You need to sign up for so many things, you need to pay for so many things. Kahit mag-register lang as a corporation, may bayad ka agad. Sabi ko, I didn't know it was this difficult. Kasi akala mo online, benta-benta ka lang. Wala kang tax na iisipin, ganun, buy and sell lang. But when I thought about it, if you want a business of scale, there's so many things that you need to go through and so many things you need to sign up for na hindi ko alam, ganun pala yun, Dad.
Pero ito baka mamaya isipin ng mga kasamahan natin dito, they need to purchase a lot para magnegosyo.
Hindi naman.
Hindi
guys.
pwede tayong umupa. It just so happens na meron kami nakitang isang property na gusto namin bilhin at ang unang pumasok sa utak ko doon, anong gagawin ko sa property na to?
Oo.
So, if you're buying a property, ito, tanungan ng mga newlyweds di ba? Is it okay na bibili ka agad tayo ng bahay kung meron tayong pera? Or uupa tayo at gagamitin natin yung pera natin para sa pang-araw-araw natin? O kaya para sa negosyo, mag-i-invest na lang ako. Alam ko you had that talks sometime somewhere, di ba? Na napag-usapan din natin yan.
I mean, for me, like, if you compute, kasi I was told this the other day, if you compute, renting is so much cheaper than buying your own house and stuff. And I don't know, what's your POV on it, Dad? Kasi for me, it's still sort of confusing. Kahit ako, I wouldn't know what to do We're still talking about it.
Ito kasi sa amin So, when Mom and me started, so I only have 20,000 pesos in my bank account. Ganda, magic number tong 20,000 na to. 20,000 when I started the business, 20,000 lang ang ipon ko, nag-asawa na ako. So, ang sabi sa akin, why am I actually marrying someone when I don't even have anything yet saved?
Actually, I was surprised too when I heard kasi when my parents got together, they got together very, very young. And then I was surprised, grabe, people this young can get married, can start a business, and then have children. I was so surprised.
Yeah. The reason I did this is because nung high school pa lang ako. No? Nung high school pa lang ako, I already decided I want 3 things to happen in my life. So una, at the age of 21, I should have earned my first million. At the age of 25, gusto ko may pamilya na ako na maayos. And at the age of 35, gusto ko retired na ako.
Grabe, no? Ibang klase talaga, I have to tell you guys, my dad is really, I guess for me, very, very different from other people that I meet. If you imagine young adults nowadays thinking 35 ka lang ko na mag-retire, saan ka makakahanap ng young adult na ganun? I guess kasi we have this mindset na sobrang hirap. To be honest, ang hirap naman talaga ng buhay nowadays. So, very inspiring the way that I guess you see the world and you know that you have the capability to do that naman talaga
Pero alam mo, tumakbo sa akin nun, is that yung idea na kaya kong gawin ang lahat because I've done so much
Yeah.
while I was younger. So, nagnegosyo na ako ng 14, buy and sell, kung ano-ano dyan. Tapos pagdating ng 17, we started the company already.
Saan ka makahanap 17 na founder ng IT company? That's kind of crazy if you think about it.
Pero sa mga nanonood ngayon, especially sa mga Gen Zs, huwag mo niyong isipin na you need to be at a certain age to actually start your own business. Ngayon, mas madali na mas bata ka pa, makakapag-start ka ng negosyo. Bakit? Kasi because of the internet. All the
Yeah.
know-hows are there, all the tutorials are actually given, and mas willing ang mga Gen Zs ngayon na tumalon into
Yeah.
business without even thinking about anything else.
Yeah, actually, I see a lot of stories of very inspiring young people na parang they have the same thought. Like, if I can buy and sell, I'll make money out of it and then I'll work towards that and build my life around that, no? So, yeah.
Let's talk about that passion of building your life around a particular. Kasi syempre ngayon, career pa rin. Isip muna ng career. Pero on the side, you're also thinking of starting the business. Diba?
Yeah.
Meron doon na eh. You're looking at career ba o negosyo or pagsasabayin mo. So what's going on in your mind right now in this particular
I think personally
stage?
for me, I mean, I love my career. I love what I do actually. I love marketing. But then at the same time, we have discussions about anong business tatayuin natin, especially as a family. And I think that's very important, especially as a Phil-Chai. We have this saying na parang, pag Phil-Chai ka, kailangan may business ka. Hindi ka pwede employee forever, diba? Anong gagawin mo when you're older? Saan ka ba kikita ng pera? That's the discussions that at least I hear a lot. And I feel sometimes the pressure na parang pag Phil-Chai ka, kailangan may business ka kaagad. Kailangan successful ka kaagad. So right now, I feel like I'm juggling really having a career and having a business and thinking about the business. So yeah, parang I think it's very interesting then from my perspective as someone who's Chinese Filipino, not like full Chinese and grew up in the Philippines, but someone who's like half Chinese, half Filipino.
So, if you are to give 3 statements to our viewers right now about what should go on in your mind if you're thinking about career or business, ano kaya yun?
First of all, do you like what you do? I actually before 3 statements, no, I think before you even questioned whether you want to do career or business, do you like what you do? Period. Kasi even if magtatayo ka ng business, sabihin natin na tatayo ka ng buy and sell. Kung hindi mo naman gusto yung buy and sell, you're not going to want to do it forever. Sayang lang naman yung invest mo na time, yung effort, yung pera. Why would you start a business if you don't like doing it? Kasi there are people naman talaga, which is valid, who don't like having their own business. There are people who, for example, my younger sister, very, very talented, very, very smart. She chose to be an animator for a very well-known studio. Why? Because she likes to do it. And I think that's something that people really need to consider first.
So,
before-
passion?
Passion, yeah.
Oo, passion mo. Tsaka yung reason why, di ba?
Yeah.
Why do you do what you do?
And I think if you can answer why do you do what you do in the morning, I think you'll live a more fulfilled life in general. Because the reason why I was inspired to start a business because growing up, I saw that you like what you're doing. You like running your own business. And I felt growing up na parang that's something that I want to do as well if the opportunity came to me. And one of the things I learned from you is that if there's an opportunity there, kunin mo. Sayang naman kasi. Kung kaya mo, kunin mo. And, I'm lucky that it's something I'm passionate about. It's something I want to do. But businesses is not for everyone.
So, kumbaga, ang pangalawa, no? Aside from being passionate about it, so that you don't get burnt out, di ba? You have to be passionate about what you do. Kumbaga, you're not working for money, but money comes in because you're doing what you want to do. This is the best thing
Yeah.
na pwede mo talaga magawa, no? Being an individual.
Yeah.
Tapos, when you talk about opportunity kasi, alam nyo, kailangan open-minded tayo. Alam ko narinig nyo na to, open-minded ka ba?
Oh
And
my
once na
gosh.
narinig mo to, teka.
My dad loves that phrase.
Ano to? Network marketing to, multi-level marketing. Atras tayo dyan. Marami,
Oo.
may mga scams dyan. No. please believe me, always have an open mind, no? Why? Because opportunity sometimes will only knock once.
Yeah.
At pag na-miss out mo to, pag na-miss out nyo to, sorry, wala na.
Yun yung sinabi sa akin, especially as a kid, sabi ng dad ko, pag may nagbigay ng opportunity sa'yo, and then maganda naman siya, bakit hindi mo kukunin?
Pero ingat din, di ba?
Yeah.
Not
But
all
ingat
opportunities na binigay sa'yo are good
You
for
should
the
take.
taking.
But the thing is kasi, before you decide if an opportunity is good, dapat, inaalam mo kung good talaga siya for you. And I feel like, at least my point of view, if it's for you, it's really meant for you. Regardless of what situation you're in. And that's my mindset. Kung para sa akin siya, di para sa akin siya.
But do remember, no? Do remember, just, mga viewers natin, do remember to do your homework when it comes to such opportunities.
Yes.
Don't overthink, but also think about it. Okay?
Yeah.
Wag lang overthinking. Kasi, baka mamaya, yung binibigay nga sa'yo, scam na. So, ngayon, very worried tayo because marami talaga nagtitake advantage sa atin ngayon. So, yun yung pag-iingatan natin. But again, always keep an open mind. Listen to everything that is being given to you. Be observant sa mga nangyayari because sometimes yun yung key para makapagsimula ka ng isang successful business.
Yeah. So we started with passion and an opportunity. What would be a good third thing that you should think about? I guess, I don't know, career versus your business?
Yeah, eto, siguro tulungan kita.
Yeah.
You have your passion.
Yeah.
You have your opportunity that goes around. Ang pinaka-importante dito is, where do you anchor everything? Diba? Bakit ko nasabi to? Because we as people, no, we have our own beliefs. Kung anong
Yeah.
belief man yan. And that belief that we have is actually what would trigger our emotions.
Yeah.
Will you be, pag dito sa belief na to, merong nangyari, will you be happy, will you be sad? Will be ecstatic about it, will be excited. And itong emotions natin is what triggers our actions.
Yeah, yeah.
Diba? And that actions now becomes your character in general.
Yeah.
It forms who you are. It allows you to move way past certain obstacles as well. Pero
Yeah.
ang pinaka-importante, meron kang anchor. So for most of course, pag habang bata pa, ang anchor nyo, parents nyo. Diba? But as you become an adult, as you go to the real world, as you go into business, ano ang anchor mo? Pera ba?
I don't think it should be just money. Kasi totoo sin, guys. At least my observation, my understanding of how business works. You won't get money kaagad. It's not like, tatayo ako ng business and then, wow, I have so much money. Hindi naman siya ganun. To start with your own business means that you have to go through days na wala kang income. And that's what I realized also, sometimes when I plan na, I want to have a business. And I think to myself, okay, I opened the business, how long will it take for me to pay myself back? I don't think I'm gonna be able to pay myself back anytime soon. And I think that's something people have to remember. Kasi business is not overnight success story. There are tons of businesses, it takes them years to grow until they become successful.
So siguro ito, to rephrase what we've just talked about, the last one will be probably yung principles mo
Yeah.
or yung belief system mo.
Oo.
Are you gonna go into a business na alam mong lucrative pero makakasama sa kapwa mo?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna go into something na okay naman ang kita, at least may peace of mind ako, hindi ako nakakasama sa iba, I'm doing good, and it's for the betterment of what I believe in. So, yun ang importante. You have your passion, you have the opportunities given to you, and it does not coincide, or it does not contradict sa personal belief mo or sa mga principles mo sa buhay.
And I think that's a good thing to go by because, sometimes when I hear of businesses on the internet, and then there are some businesses that I don't necessarily agree upon. I'm not gonna mention any names anymore because, that's not what this is about. But whenever you put something out there, just remember that you're affecting people with your business. Because businesses are not just for yourself. You're serving clients, you're serving customers. And I think that's something people have to remember as well.
Which actually brings me to the next topic that I want to talk about. When you are running a business, para kanino ang isang negosyo? Ay, isang tanong ko sa'yo ngayon. You haven't started the business yet, but
Okay.
you're thinking about starting the business.
Yeah.
So, bigyan mo ko isa sa mga business na gusto mong sanang pasukan. Kasi you're still formulating, you're still trying to figure
Yeah.
out kung ano. Bigyan mo ko ng isa.
I think for me, at least with one of the businesses I was thinking about, I wanted to put up like an Airbnb type of business. I'm not gonna tell you guys where. You guys will just need to figure out in the future once we eventually talk about, because we're working on it right now. And I wanted to really cater to families, no, in that Airbnb, because in this particular area that we plan to run it in, wala masyadong spaces for big families, and we have a pretty big family. So yun yung nakulangan ako in that particular area, that particular market. And I think that's important to also think about when you have a business. Sino yung target market mo? Diba?
So, in running a business, actually, ito kinatandaan, in running a business, yes, habol natin, kumita tayo bilang business owners. But what we do have to remember, para maging successful ang businesses natin, is that customers comes first. Kaya meron tayong kasabihan na customer is king.
Or customers always right.
Customers are always right.
May mga
But you have to be customer-centric. If you are business-centric, iniisip mo lang yung kikitain mo, i-short-change mo ang customers mo. Gagawa ka ng paraan na kumikita ka, na dehado ang mga customers mo. But if you have a customer-centric business mindset, ang pinaka-importante dito is that you serve them, they're happy with what you offer, and of course, they will refer you, they'll word of mouth. They'll refer to other people.
They'll come back.
Oh, that's the best form of marketing altogether.
And I think, I mean, I went to a school and I majored in marketing. So one of the things that I realized, because I do tons of surveys, quantitative, qualitative surveys, and one of the things that really comes out why people know certain brands is really word of mouth. And I think social media is, I guess, also, you could also consider social media as word of mouth. All of the reviews you see online is word of mouth. So for you to run a very successful business, you really have to be consumer-centric, customer-centric, sabi mo. So yeah, Dad.
Pero, alam nyo, I'm sure gustong-gusto nyo malaman all about how to start your business, how to run a business, at babalikan natin yan. Right now, we'll be taking a short break. And remember, this is JLT Growth Talks together with my daughter Jessica right now. And we'll see you again in a little while.
Bye!